All right, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining. That is joining. We need to talk about a little bit of Joshua Harris. Excuse the podcast lineup on the thing. I had to use the postcast background because the other one was not set up. So I'll get that fixed before the next commit, which, who knows, could happen again tonight. Who knows? But anyway, Josh Harris, NC State defensive lineman, and he is a road grader. He is a Terrence Cody type, a KD Hill type. And you can see that Ole Miss's defense is kind of bulking up. They got a little bit bigger linebacker with Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste, and they're getting a little bit bigger. I've seen Joshua Harris up to 350 pounds is what people say. ESPN has him at 325. We're going to put him at 325 as well. But that's a road grader for the middle of the defense, a space eater, somebody that can take away both A gaps. That is the purpose of him coming in. And with potentially KD Hill going away, you have JJ Pegues. You need somebody else to go, even with I think it's Xavier Harris. I think it's his last name. The true freshman that I get confused with the recruit out of Southwest Mississippi. So I apologize either way. But they're trying to build up some depth in the middle of that defense. They're trying to work on the spine of that defense for anybody that are soccer fans. And Joshua Harris is a good pickup. Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste, a good pickup. Now, other rumors in the transfer portal are running wild at the moment. You could have Trey Harris. You could have even Chris Marshall. You could have Adari, I forget his last name, apologize. John Saunders, Andre Carter. There's a bunch of names that are popping right now in the portal, and that's something that everybody needs to keep an eye on, in my opinion. Our video this morning gave you like 4 or 5 names to watch and pay attention to this weekend, and none of them were Joshua Harris or Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste. So that tells you about all that you need to know, right? So it should be a really fun weekend. Everything is kicking off. Signing day is the middle of next week. There's so many stories that are going to go around. So I do appreciate anybody and everybody watching this show. Big road grader piece on defense can really help this team moving forward. This is a great pickup, Joshua Harris, for what we're trying to do. Also, now, you're going to hear about, well, they're going to change the defense to another way. They're going to do something else. They're going to do something different. And now they're officially recruiting to that same defense that they were doing because it's a different type player for each one. So probably take the they're going to change group with a grain of salt. So many people act like they know what's going on. Not many people do. That's the beauty of this staff. They just do not talk. But they are recruiting players to fit exactly what they did. It's just a little bit bigger version that they're recruiting. So instead of 300 pounds, you have 325 to 350. And linebacker, instead of 215 pounds, 210 pounds in Troy Brown, which, by the way, Troy Brown was absolutely fantastic. Now you got Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste at 230 pounds. Kind of solves that physics problem a little bit. And you'll see it at the box safeties. Now, Suntarine Perkins probably going to fill in at one of those box safeties, and it'll be a little bit bigger than it has been. So these physics problems are going to get dealt with a little bit. So we'll see exactly what happens. Now, with the loss of Otis Reese and AJ Finley, I'm curious to see, does Tysheem Johnson move back to free safety? Isheem Young, is he a strong safety? The box safety that's Ladarius Tennyson potentially, and then on the other side, Suntarine Perkins. I'm curious to see in the transfer portal what they will do with DeJuan Black, because he is a B- version of Suntarine Perkins as far as the way he's built. He was a super athlete before Perkins. And at Florida, I don't know if it was a situation where he wasn't quite a linebacker and wasn't quite a safety, and that's the reason he couldn't get on the field, or if something else. If it's not something else, we can take care of him here. We've got something for him here. So it should be pretty good. I mean, transfer portal's percolating. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to do these short burst live streams. So even if you miss it, you can catch it. It'll be on the live stream or YouTube channel. And that way you can see what's going on. But just real quick, down and dirty, quick live streams on all these commits. We're going to do the same thing on signing day, except we're going to have really awesome playing cards, guys. The player cards are just absolutely phenomenal, and we are going to break those out. But in the time being, we're going to start working that way, and we'll have our it's Locked On live streams, what it should be called, and the lineup should be something different. But it wasn't. I jumped on and set everything up before I could change that, and I couldn't back out and fix it. So I just assumed it was better to get live quicker than to go back and spend another 20 minutes getting that fixed. But we're going to do that. We'll see if I'm at all able. Like last night, I wasn't able, but I did the video the next day. If there's a commit that happens and I am able to live stream, I am going to live stream it. If not, I will get you something the next day, the first chance available, because these are only 10-minute, 20-minute things, and they're fairly easy to put out, and people that want to watch them can watch them. But before we get out of here, Joshua Harris, large road gainer. Think Mount Cody, him at nose guard. That's what Joshua Harris is. 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there, 325 to 350, somewhere in there. He's going to get here, going to patrol the middle, going to probably free up J.J. Pegues to move to the outside. That is something I am anticipating. I'm maybe anticipating J.J. Pegues slimming down a little bit. He doesn't need to be 315 pounds to play nose guard, because him and Harris can take care of the middle. J.J. Pegues can slide to an outside position, and that'll help even more with that physics problem. Again, like I said, I do not think they are changing defenses. They are recruiting for the defense that they play. So we'll see exactly what happens. But in the last 24 hours, Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste, at middle linebacker, has committed, and Joshua Harris, defensive lineman, road grader, has committed. We'll see what happens. We're waiting on some of those offensive guys, some of those skill guys to pop. We'll see exactly what goes on with them. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to do that fairly frequently. And right now I want to say thank you for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. For your second listen, check out Locked On Sports Today. From all the behind-scenes information and things that you can only get from the Locked On Network, it's Locked On Sports Today. It's available on this app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.